I'm doing what I love, but I'm also providing for my family, but I love my family and I want to be with my family and they're fun too. And I'm curious to know how you were able to navigate that. But the biggest question is, after you were done, it's like, okay, I'm home now. That's different. That's really different.
Huge. Yeah, that's something we can dive into for sure. So when I finished in August 2020 and I ended up selling my house in Winnipeg because I thought I was taking the whole family to Switzerland. We kind of had this all prepped, sold my house, came back from the bubble. We moved out to the lake just past Lac du Bonnet here. And it was kind of cool.
Lee River?
Bird River, yeah, just past
yeah.
Lee River. So it was kind of like, it was exciting, right? I've never been in Winnipeg, September, October, got to do Halloween and all. I've never got to do any of those things with my family and my dad and my brother and all this. Like, it was so cool. So it was kind of like exciting for that point. But then you go like, September, October, November, and I was still thinking like, am I going to play? What's going to kind of happen? So I had a, kind of a brief look of what retirement looked like, and I wasn't crazy about it. Just being at home at the lake, doing nothing all day, sitting there all day, just wasn't really for me. So then I think that's what kind of pushed me to want to go play. And then you're away from your family. Like you said, it's the worst, like, tug of war on your heart where you're like, okay, I'm providing and I'm doing this for my family, but like, I'm not even there. Like, I'm missing my twins. They're a year old. I'm missing my kids going to school. Like, what am I providing? Like, that's kind of the tug on your heartstrings where you're like, okay, I'm providing, but I'm also missing these core minutes. Like, nothing can replace that. Like, financially, nothing. Like, that's kind of where I pulled the plug, where it's like, okay, let me be home so I can be there for all those moments, and I'm with my kids every day, and I'll find someone else to do and kind of go from there. So it was good to get a brief look into retirement. Then I went back to play. But then when you did, fully pull the plug, I came home. It's like, I know I'm not playing again. That was kind of a difficult adjustment for sure.
How was it on your wife? I mean, that's your biggest support system.
Big time. And my wife's great. She's a saint. But, you go from, during the season when you're playing hockey, it's like, okay, I go to the rink. I get up, I go to the rink right away. I'm there 9 to 2 o'clock every day. I come home, I hang out with the kids. If it's not a game night, then it's fine. But if it's a game day, I go to the rink 9 to about 1. I'm home. I nap for 2 hours. I go to the rink. I come home at 12. I don't even see her when I'm home. That's a week. Then you go on the road. So I don't see her for another week. So it's like, now I'm there 24/7 all the time. It is like a huge adjustment. And for us, it was difficult. Like, you just start bickering and arguing about nothing. And then as a player too, right? When you don't really, like, I was doing other things, but I wasn't really busy. So it was difficult. Like, we were butting heads a lot for the first, I would say, probably year. I think so. Yeah, it was difficult.
Was it a conscious moment where you sat down and you said, okay, we got to figure this out? Or was it you just kind of moved along with it?
Yeah, it was kind of fluid. It was fluid for us. Like, we would have the conversations and like, we're like, yeah, this is just a terrible situation. Like, I love you to death and I'm all in this, but it's like, I can't be around you all day long. I got to do something. Like, I got to feel like I have some purpose. And I think we're much better just because it was our whole relationship to that point. So we had to get used to being around each other a lot more. Which is very difficult. You find out very quickly if you like each other. It's easy to like each other when you don't see each other. Like, you can
Absence
be
makes
married.
the heart grow fonder, man.
Of course, and I truly believe that. So you got to find out. You do find out how much you really love each other, how much you don't when you spend that much time together.
We were talking before you came in. We had a high net worth estate lawyer come in maybe like a month ago, and he was saying how when it comes to professional athletes, specifically guys on the show, within 365 days, 70% on the female side pull the pin. Mm-hmm. So the fact that you've made it past that is really a testament to your relationship.
Huge. I think, let's, again, I love saying, let's call a spade a spade. You're in the NHL, you're making great money, you're living a great lifestyle. You get to go to the rink and you go in the VIP section and, you're going for nice dinners all the time. You can afford some nice gifts. You're making a lot of money. Like, that's a great lifestyle. But then when it switches back, it's like, okay, now you're just a regular dude. You can't be living that lifestyle. You can't be spending that lifestyle. It's a big adjustment, not only for the player, but I know a lot of guys where I was looking at them when they're playing together. I'm like, yeah, you guys are a great couple. I was like, but when you ain't raking in that kind of money, I was like, there's gonna be some cracks there, and sure enough, it happens. Like 70%, I'm not surprised at all. And I think, when you get down that road, either you're making a decision, okay, this is our new lifestyle, you got to get used to it, or we're finished. Like that's kind of, and I guess, you look at the stats, people pull the plug pretty quick.
That's tough. How did Lauren deal with that though? Because like you mentioned, the cash, the lifestyle, the nice dinners and everything, and now I'm sure that's hard on her as well. So like what did she do to kind of help contribute to your guys' success?
Yeah, she, again, I got to give it credit to her. She's different from a lot of other girls too. Like we were always in it as a team, right? Like, we came up together in the first couple years in the league and, we started to make more, but our lifestyle never really changed as I made more. And even now we're pretty low key. Like I said, we moved the family of 6 into a 1,500 square foot cabin for 4 years and we loved it. And, we've moved back in the city now and get a little more space where I can spread out a little bit in our house, but she's always been there to support me. And even, through those hard times was never like, oh, I want this, or I want to live this life. Like it was just never about that. She was always just whatever I was going through, whatever I needed, she was there for me. And she's a good one. So she's great.
It's going to make it a lot easier though. Going through all these hardships through the game, like you mentioned, it's a business. It's hard. It's frustrating. And then there's your woman. You come home to, it's okay. Everything's going to be fine. I would assume.
Huge. That's a great point. I think. I know for me personally, like your wife, your girlfriend, whoever's along for the ride is as much a part of it, is probably the biggest factor. Like if you have, and for me it was I never had that stress. Like when we were younger, we had, my oldest in Vancouver. There was points when Torch was there and I was like, we might like this might be my last year in the league. Like I might be done. And she was like, yeah, whatever. I was like, we might have to go to Russia next year. We might be in the middle of nowhere. Like. And she was always like, yeah, whatever. Like you do whatever you need to do. Like I'm along for the ride. So it just never changed. So it's huge. It's huge because I know a lot of guys that I saw where it was like, no, I'm not going to go to Russia or
with their woman.
Oh yeah, or she's telling the guy, well, I'm not gonna play in Winnipeg. I'm not playing in Winnipeg. I'll play in LA. I'll play in New York. I'll play in Dallas. Like it is like it's. Be honest, there's lots of people that are like that.
Without names, obviously, but are there any examples that come to mind in your experience where you witnessed it and you're like, why are you putting up with that? Like, why is she treating you this way? Like, why is she doing this?
I don't want to say any names, but there's a lot of, I would say more so Europeans.
Like the European women or the players?
Both. Was more so, demanding where they would play and where they want to play, and they don't want to do this and don't want to play there. And you're watching guys constantly coming back on the road and hands are full of Chanel and Louis Vuitton. Like, it's like, holy smokes, what's going on here? How's that going to last? And then you see them now and things are not good. So yeah, there's quite a few of those.
We do a hockey podcast called Sling the Biscuit every single Sunday. The clips, the bite-sized chunks are right here. Only the hits, the full-length show, which you don't want to miss, is right here. That's Dave. I'm Travis. We'll see you soon.